welcome to... This is part 3 or part 4? I think it's part 3? 4? I don't know. Of, anyway, Broken Sword, Shadow of the Templars, the director's cut. Continuing from where we left off yesterday. Install the game. 89%, so we should probably get it finished in this session, I'm thinking. Drip. 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 Small streamers connect, my good friends. How are you?
From a distance, the lion's head had been impressive. Close up, it was frightening. Hey, one of the fangs is a separate piece.
Ooh, separate piece of a fang.
I could hear the sound of a lot of stone moving, and I knew I was in danger.
That was close, Georgie boy.
Oh, very funny, you psychos!
Signor Stover! Signor Stover! Are you all right?
It's okay, Lopez, I'm fine!
Que susto me has dado! You gave me a scare!
Nice try, Templars.
Can't beat George Stover that easily.
I wished that I had Leary's flashlight now. It was too dark to see, and I had to rely on touch. It just felt like a pitted stone wall. I'd almost been killed for the sake of a red herring.
Red herrings are alright. I don't mind a bit of herring if it's,
I wished that I had Leary.
Oh.
It just felt like a pitted... I'd all...
Okay.
It was a long way down. The brilliant midday sun shone almost directly down the shaft, and I still couldn't see the water.
Let's use a mirror. With that. Get some light.
I realized I could use the mirror to reflect the light from above. There, in the middle of the door, I could see some kind of socket. It looked like this wasn't quite the dead end it had seemed.
Alright then, Georgie. Do you like my, I'm in the nerd face zone at the moment now. How do you like it, plot culture?
Now I knew what I was looking for. It only took a few moments to find it. And there it was. A worked socket. As smooth and perfect as if it had been carved only yesterday.
Maybe it was. What do we have to put in the socket? Yep.
I slid the stone key into the lock. There were buttons that turned the dials.
Oh, God. More puzzles. Right, so what actually turns the reds? That turns that one. So I can't remember these Roman numerals from yesterday now. Six.
I heard the sounds of the lock moving. Either that or the wall was going to come down on my head.
Yeah, cool. So that was, yeah, cool. So next, that's 20. Blankety blank and 6. Triple X, I think. Triple X. It's looking good so far. 3. Memory 1 and 17. And then 17. I'm trying to get my head to work. 1, 17, 12, 25, I think. Let's try 17, 12, 25. 5. So this worked the way this is sad. 5. Alright, fingers crossed.
Oh, yes! Bonus points for that, I hope. I knew the old Stobart fingerwork wouldn't let me down.
God. Here we go. Didn't want to have to spend half an hour working that out.
Before I left, though, there was one last thing to do. You won't be needing that replacement piece anymore, Countess.
What happened there? Bit of a
I found it with
game
the children.
glitching.
You'll probably want to be alone for a while. I'll be out in the garden with Lopez.
Back to Nico.
George, welcome back.
Oh, well, that's
Come in,
quick.
Josh. It's
Trying to
good
steal
to
my
see you
girl.
again.
Is it?
Sure. What did you find in Spain?
Without Andre, we wouldn't have got this far, Josh.
Yeah, I know. The clues led to an underground chamber at the bottom of a well. The Templars had left a tapestry showing a chessboard. The white pieces were vastly outnumbered. There was a stream running across the board, and a Templar knight on a horse.
Does it mean anything to you, Andre?
No, nothing.
Maybe we should tell Andre what else you found, Josh.
There's a map and a Latin inscription to the west at the edge of the world.
George found that in a cave in Syria.
Yeah, where the assassin almost killed me.
Then we have got the burning of Jacques de Molay and the date, 1314.
From the window of the church in Montfaucon Square, one of the few places where nobody tried to kill me.
Then we have the image of a church that George found at the excavation. I don't recall anyone trying to kill you there either, George.
And finally we have the tapestry in Spain. Did I mention I almost got killed there?
Not yet, but I'm sure you're about to.
It was only my cat-like reflexes that saved me from certain death.
Cat-like reflexes, eh?
And while I was risking life and limb, where were you, Andre?
Yeah, Andre.
Getting your glasses fogged up over an
Nico.
Etruscan vase?
That's enough, boys. Can we get back to saving the world?
Of course. My apologies.
He started it.
Well, the Latin phrase are the words of Julius Caesar. He was describing the island of Britain.
Are you sure? The map didn't look much like Britain.
Kind
How
of did.
come Caesar described Britain as being at the edge of the world?
To the Romans, the Mediterranean was the center of the universe. Britain was a remote, unfriendly place, inhabited by blue-painted savages.
It hasn't changed much,
They've stopped painting themselves blue.
except when they go to a football match.
They used an extract from a plant called woad, Icetis tinctoria. The Scots were using it until fairly recently in the wars with the English.
Fairly recently? I don't recall the Scots being at war with the English. How recently are you talking about?
I believe William Wallace's men used it in the 13th century. They might well have been using it as late as
You can't remember, can you?
1314.
Ah, we're back onto that, are we?
Andre, what is it? What do you mean?
1314 in Scotland. The Battle of Bannockburn.
That would explain the stream on the chessboard. That's what a burn is. Right, Andre? As in Bannockburn?
Right, George. And it gets better. Tradition has it that the Scots were helped by a shock force of, well, can't you guess?
Knights Templar?
Yes, a group of outlawed Templars. They are said to have turned the tide for the Scots.
And it all ends at a church in the Isle of Britain at Bannockburn in a church.
What are we waiting for? I'll call a cab.
I can't go.
Andre, you've been loads of help, but
What George is trying to say is that you shouldn't feel guilty.
I was.
Leave me,
We
you can stop
understand you've
cock-blocking.
got commitments. Oh, listen, we have to hurry. Let's go, George.
We'll see it through. Oh, and, don't worry about us.
The next morning. What happened last night? Obviously, nothing great when Nico doesn't want to talk.
Pardon me. She must be deaf.
Yes, my dear.
Do you know what time we're due in Sterling?
6:15, but we're running 8 minutes late.
That's a fantastic Scottish accent.
Do you know Sterling well?
Yes, I do. Is that where you two lovebirds abound?
Yeah, we...
It's one of the places we thought we'd stay on our holiday.
Be sure to visit the castle, won't you?
Oh, I'm sure it's a neat place. But we are not really interested in history, are we, George?
no.
That's... I'm not convinced by this woman. Woman. I know, she is Scottish.
Is there a church called St. Ninian's at Sterling?
Yes, there is. And I know why you're going there.
You do?
Of course I do. It's obvious you're in love. You're eloping, and they say romance is dead.
Yuki.
What's the book you're reading?
Oh, it's something I picked up at the station. A medieval detective story. Quite well written for that kind of thing. It's been out of print for years.
What's the title of the book?
The Crooked Crusader Caper by Molly Pegram. I assumed the author was a woman, but apparently not. His real name is...
Professor Nigel Pegram.
That's right. Do you know him?
No, I never met him.
George is a great fan of his, though.
Does the name Merlin mean anything to you?
Merlin, a master of illusions. Oh, you said Merlin? Then no, nothing.
Interesting woman.
Would you believe that this clown's nose led us to being on this train tonight?
I would indeed.
No, honestly, it... You would?
Certainly. You have an honest face.
Honest face, George.
Yep. That's a nose with a history, all right.
So you said.
I'm not going to shop it.
Do you know what this is?
Yes, I do. A young friend of mine shook my hand with one just the other day.
Yeah? Well, that's outrageous. He should be shot.
Perhaps. Still, his intentions were good.
I'm sorry that you've been zapped by one of these things.
You shouldn't be.
Well, thank you, love. Nice pleasant chat.
Where are you going, George?
Alright.
Do I need to spell it out?
Don't snap at me. If you're going to take a leak, why don't you say so?
Okay, I'm going to take a leak. L-E-A-K.
Tickets, please.
Oh, hi.
That's a standard full-price peak return. Don't you have a senior citizen's rail card?
I rarely travel by train. My ticket is perfectly valid, is it not?
Well, yeah, but you could have saved up to a third of the cost.
I do not need to indulge in puffling thriftiness.
Blimey, you're a funny old bird and no mistake. Tickets, please, sir.
Here.
Off to Sterling, eh?
Yes, we are.
Well, I hope you won't be disappointed. It's a miserable place this time of year. Still, there's plenty of pubs and a lovely view from the castle.
Thank you.
I don't want to worry you, but There was something familiar about that guy.
Are you sure? You're tired. Perhaps you're mistaken.
Maybe. But I didn't like the look in his eyes when he spoke to you.
Georgie's getting jealous, I think. Alright.
Can't you sit still, George?
I need to go to the John.
While you're there, check out the buffet car, George. Unthinkable though it is, I am hungry enough to eat English food.
Okay.
The Avengers trailer was... I'm looking forward to that. That looked awesome. Final Fantasy VII one, well... It's just a dream, isn't it? I mean... It's been a long time coming. God, I remember when they first mentioned it. Well, at least coming up to 10 years ago, wasn't it? But that Avengers game looks awesome. I don't want to get my hopes up too much with Final Fantasy VII as well, because they have changed.
Hi!
a fair bit.
Having a party?
No, this is British. Come on, join us, man. Away, Basha, wake up, man. It's company.
His breath was like the outlet from a chemical factory.
Excuse me, mate.
Geordie
He's taking
for
a
you.
nap. Sleeping like a bobby. I'll wake him up when we get to Newcastle.
We passed through Newcastle half an hour ago.
And I never noticed.
What is that stuff you're drinking? It smells like gasoline.
Right, I'll put hairs in your chest, like.
And your eyeballs, too, by the looks of you. Have you ever seen this man before?
Aye, man. He's chalky white and I claim my 10 quid, like.
No, he's an international assassin, and he goes by the name Khan.
Well, aye, man, but I was close, you know.
I got Geordie blood in me. That's the bad side of it.
Do you know what this is?
No, man, what is it?
It's a hand buzzer.
Geordie.
You won't catch me out with that, pal.
If I'd wanted to catch you out, I wouldn't have shown it to you, would I?
Well, maybe she's mate, pal. Like a clever double bluff, you know.
Would you like a red nose?
No thanks, pal. I got one of my own.
Alright.
See you later. I didn't want to wake him. To be frank, without a cold water hose, I didn't think I could wake him.
I might have to wake up somehow.
Didn't open that window, pal.
Why not?
It's freezing out there.
The music's changed. Here.
Oh, no. That gangster creep from the hotel, Guido. Well, he didn't scare me. Hey, Buster. This is a no-smoking car. Okay, maybe he did scare me. It got worse. I suddenly realized who the conductor had reminded me of. Eklund, Marquet's murderer. The door was locked.
Yeah.
The door was locked. I should have known better than to leave Nico and the old lady alone. Suddenly, the sword of Baphomet took second place to finding the girl I loved.
Where did that come from, George? dokie. Right, let's crack on with the
Listen, I need your help.
What's the matter?
There's a guy on this train who's trying to kill me.
Relax, man. You wouldn't try nothing with us in Basharia. We are veterans like, so action at Brightling Sea.
I don't recall the British Army being involved in a conflict at anywhere called Brightling Sea.
Well, you just take it from me, pal. You're in safe hands.
Right.
See you later. I didn't want to wake him. To be frank, without a cold...
Okay, understand. Probably do something. Small streamers, good. Boys. If you're not following them, give them a follow. They help you out big time with the streaming. Small streamers connect. Plug. Let's get this geezer.
I really didn't want to shoot the breeze with this guy. Guido looked like a weasel in a cheap suit. He also looked like the kind of man who wouldn't lose much sleep over murder. The door was locked. I really didn't want to shoot them.
Give it to it, pal. Don't jump.
I don't intend to jump. I'm going to climb on top of the train.
You're kidding, aren't you?
Just watch me.
Go on, Joe.
Hold on now, pal. I'll give you a hand, like.
I'd always wanted to stop a train, and now was my chance. You saved our lives, but why?
We were always on the same side, Stobart. Different causes, but a common enemy.
The Knights Templar?
Don't call them that. The real Templars were a noble foe. These barbarians have no right to that name. These men are no better than dogs.
What are the Neo-Templars after? What is the Sword of Baphomet?
Not what you think, my friend. It is a weapon, yes, but one which our enemies will find difficult to wield. A double-edged sword. A power older than Dimolay, older than Solomon.
We'll stop them. You and me together, and Nico.
No, George. My journey ends soon at the Garden of Paradise.
You're talking in riddles. Can't you tell me straight what they're after?
The sword symbolizes a colossal energy caused by the alignment of the Earth's natural power fields.
Which are focused at St. Ninian's.
The energy endowed the Templars with the power which made them great. A power which made them charismatic to such an extent they could control the will of all around them.
Interesting. But first, right.
How did you escape from the Bull's Head?
It is a long walk from the cliff of the Bull to the village Stobart. Fortunately, I know the ways of the wilderness.
Maybe not. That is not a good idea. Maybe not.
May Allah guide you to our enemies.
Thanks.
One last thing.
What? What is it? He's dead. Don't worry, I hadn't forgotten about you.
Answer me this instant, George Stobart.
I will, when I'm ready.
That's not fair, George.
No.
You took advantage while my hands were tied.
When Eklund pointed that gun at me, I thought I was gonna die. I thought of all the things I'd never get to do, and kissing you was at the top of my list.
George,
Uh-huh.
George, we've got to get off the train. Eklund could recover at any time.
So what are we waiting for?
What are you doing?
I'm out of here.
Not that door. Do you want to end up like Flap?
Not especially. What remains of him is well on his way back to London. I hope he was traveling on a return ticket.
I wonder what happened that night then.
I'd feel happier if we had a gun or something.
Khan gave me something.
What?
His handbag.
Oh, great. If we run into any killers, we can give them a good buffeting. Didn't he have any weapons?
You don't know the half of it. This bag's full of C4.
Wow. Why didn't you say so? Boy, we'll show him now. What's C4?
Plastic, George.
We're going to shop our way to victory?
2 kilos of plastic explosive. The detonator's broken now.
No problem. We'll buy a box of matches somewhere.
It doesn't work that way. It takes a